Getting in one last ride. It's March 23rd today, typical late season ride. They got quite a bit of snow, but it's been raining the last couple days, so you can kind of see everything's a little slushy underneath. But worth it to get out for one last little rip. Be cool to get over 900 total miles for the season. We're at like 830 and change right now, so we'll see if we can manage that. So like I said before, it's March 23rd, out for one last ride. I wanted to touch base on a couple things in the last few videos. I haven't really had a chance to talk too much about anything that's happened in the last couple weeks, because my last vlog that went live was from 2 weeks ago. So one of the things was the Riot vlog. I do want to say, I know I got into it a little bit with somebody in the comments about the sled being, about me saying the sled was a 70 on, 30 off type of sled. Those comments were obviously not based on riding it off trail. It was based on how it was performing on trail. I was kind of just trying to give a metric for how it did handle on trail. It wasn't so much about, you know, how I knew it handled off trail. The few things I based it on were obviously based on trail performance, so the ability to lift up the front of the sled, as in like the weight transitioning the sled could do, how easily it could tip up onto one ski on, you know, hard packed. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to handle better or worse in deeper snow, but you know, I was trying to give the best assessment I could about the sled with only being able to ride it on trail. I understand that that's not ideal, but that's all I can do. I will say I shouldn't have put a number on it, but the way the sled was set up, which is how I rode it, and based off the information Arctic Cat gave us, which was the skis were set to the trail stance, and then that was pretty much it. They did say they tweaked it to make it handle as good as possible on trail. I didn't know that they had tightened the limiter straps significantly, which obviously helped it. I mean, the sled handled great, but you know, I do think that kind of one of the negatives about that was you didn't get to feel how that uncoupled skid transferred weight, which is kind of a big attribute of an uncoupled skid. So, you know, pluses and minuses. At the end of the day, I can only give so much information about a sled when I trail ride it, but I try to give a little extra, you know, and maybe I reached too far, but I just wanted to touch base on it. It was definitely interesting, though, that they had it set up so much to handle the trails. I do think they should have mentioned the limiter straps to the groups, just so that you knew. I mean, because if you're going to 50-50 the sled, you're going to want to know if it transfers weight well. It's important when you're in the deeper snow. So I do think that the limiter strap being tight is probably why it was also a little hard to get it up onto one ski. It can kind of make it very planted in the front. So the other cool thing I learned after the fact was that Arctic Cat's got the updated 8000 C-Tech coming out. It's supposed to be a little bit more fuel efficient, and it's supposed to be a 165 horsepower class competitor. So that's to compete with the 850s. Those sleds didn't have those engines in them. I guess they didn't pass EPA soon enough, so they weren't able to get them in the sled. So that's really cool, because the sled felt pretty strong, in all honesty. So I'm assuming next season it's going to be great. I mean, to actually have that faster engine in it, I'm stoked to check it out. Funny thing is, after riding the Riot, Dad really wants a crossover sled now, just for the bump bridging. I've always said, especially with, you know, the major parts of Tug Hill and Old Forge where we ride, it's just the sled to be running. It's bridges the bumps better. You don't really have super tight and twisty trails to worry about, so not usually a big problem.
wish March was always this good.
I know, right? This is probably the best March riding we've ever had.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Better than the last time we were here.
Yeah. This is Rob's type of stuff. Mostly ice with some fresh snow on top. Rob's in. Not in a bad way. It just keeps the trail flat. You know what I mean?
Keeping up a lot better.
You have way more than me. I only have 2 bars left.
I'm trying to tell you.
Maybe I should go get gas at Eagle or at Big Moose. You wanna go? You wanna go by lake or by trail?
Huh?
By trail?
It's quicker to go by lake. Let's go by lake.
Yeah. Dude, somehow 5 gallons just filled my tank. I have no idea how.
Filled it?
Yeah. What a season it's been. Almost 900 miles. Got to meet so many cool people this season. I got to ride together. And so many years I've been doing this thing kind of by myself, waiting for it to kind of develop into something. And finally this year, I was able to, you know, make some connections, and it just made bringing content so much easier. I remember the year I got my 2017 Assault 800. I really wanted to race it against 800 E-Tech. I just didn't know anybody that had one. I mean, let alone anybody with an 850 E-Tech back then. But in this season, it was easy. I got to race Joe's 850 Renegade on Racket Lake. The Full Send guys had their buddy with his Backcountry X 850. Got to race that. Got to race all sorts of 800s. Got to ride together. Got to kind of push my skills a little bit more. The Full Send guys ride fast. I obviously don't want to ride out of my comfort zone, but it did remind me, you know, sometimes you can push it a little bit more. You know, sometimes you're just enjoying the ride and you're not thinking about like pushing the pace a little bit more. So it's cool. I got to ride with Dylan, who bought my old sled. I got to ride with Mike, who's just an awesome subscriber. I mean, such a cool season, you know what I mean? And I'm just happy that it's been able to bring more content for you guys, because sometimes it can be a little hard to think up new content at times. I do my best to always kind of have something to say, but that made it way easier this season. I felt like there was much more exciting stuff to bring. And if you haven't watched some of the videos, take a look through them. I think there's some really cool stuff. I know some videos are more like the 10, 11,000 view mark, and some are more around like 3,000 or 4,000. So if you guys haven't seen some of those other ones, definitely check them out. I think you'd enjoy them. I put a lot of time into the editing this year too. And I felt like whenever I put a video out, it was something I was proud of, you know? Whereas last year I had a couple times that the videos, I just wish they had gone better. I was able to put more money into equipment. You know, put skis on the sled the first year when I bought it. You know, it's just been, everything's starting to get easier, and it's just helping me bring content to such a greater level. It's nice when you can focus on the video and not focus on other little things. I definitely can't thank you guys enough for the support. I tried to say it at the end of my last video because I thought that was going to be my last ride, so this kind of worked out that I was able to make it out for one more. But it's just been huge this winter, and so cool meeting you guys. So cool to be able to talk about the videos with you guys, talk about your sled, your experiences, your seasons, even the guys in other states that I get to talk to them through Instagram messages and stuff. It's awesome. Oh yeah, I might already hit it, but that's awesome. There we go. Woo! 900.
To a perfect season, my friend.
Yes, indeed.
One of them.
I know. I was thinking, like, what's our best? 1100, I think.
11, 12, yeah.
I don't think we've ever even close after that.
Now you think this is second best?
Yeah, I think like 800 is our next best.
Yeah, I think you're right. Second best in miles, first best in fun.
Oh, I know, that was awesome.
Yeah, we got back here. I'm like 8 miles, but I can do 8 miles.
It didn't work out right. We were getting close. I'm like, all right, well, I think if we like go down like 1, then like over to 5, I'm like, that should be good. And I did it, and I was like, that was not enough
That didn't
miles.
do it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to talk him into it or not, but I really want to get.
I didn't know if I was gonna talk you into it. I was gonna be like, if we go down Hollywood Hills, that would have been terrible. Yeah.
Dude, that would be a huge goal. Let's have our last.
I didn't want to.
4 miles, terrible. That's why I'm like, you don't have to go on straight. Let's go up there.
Yeah. So I got pelted with a piece of ice. Oh, it felt like a BB gun hit me.
Dude, remember I told you that time I got hit by that branch? There was a big branch hanging out of one of the trails.
Oh, really?
Like about that big around, but it's hanging right out in the corner.
Like it's got me written all over it.
That branch and some poor bastard hit that.